A star is basically a massive cloud of gas, which collapse under its own gravity. And the collapse produces heat, which starts fusion in its core, which stops it from further collapse. So that's when we say a star was born. So the different types of stars are basically stars of different masses. And at different evolutionary stages, stars at less than about 8% the mass of the Sun become what we call as brown dwarf stars. Much bigger than the Sun would be giants or blue giants. Because of the car and Sun as it evolves into a later stage in life, it becomes what we call as a red giant. In the night sky, some stars are brighter than the others because they're closer to us. So they appear bigger and brighter, the other depends on their life cycle. So the blue giants and the red giants are much bigger and they produce a lot more light. Sun has a lifetime of about 10 billion years. And currently we are approximately in the middle of it. After about 5 more billion years, it would evolve into what we call as a red giant face. So in this face, the core of the Sun has finished most of its hydrogen. So hydrogen fusion into helium stops. And only a little bit is left over as a shell. Just around the core, so hydrogen is still burning into helium there. But in the core it has stopped, so the core starts contracting. But the heat due to the shell causes the rest of the star to expand. And the outer layers of the Sun could reach much further than the distance of the Earth from the Sun. So we would be a part of it, of the Sun at some point. Stars weren't smaller than the Sun, died as a white cloth, so they just burn out and cool down. Star is much bigger than the Sun, become a supernova. And they explode, releasing very high amounts of energy. And producing a large number of elements. Especially much higher than iron. And during this process, and it's these elements, which then become what we call as a stardust. Where future generations of stars are formed. And eventually probably life forms, so which is why we say we are made of stardust.